Hello and welcome to yet another Free Piece podcast. I know you must all be very excited. I know I am. And partly why I'm excited is because with me I have the greatest person ever to have lived, Dominic Lennon. So Dom, is it true that you are a raving homosexual?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you dream of Daniel Radcliffe's delicious arsehole?
Yes. 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 Ben, stop messing with my Stirling engine. Jeez.
You just took the thing out. It's broken already anyway.
You kept on throwing. No, it's not broken. The reason it looks like it's broken is because you fucked it.
Are you going to fix it then?
Yes, I ran. I did it last time.
For what end though?
For what end?
To supply the world with power with this.
In case there's a nuclear war, everything gets wiped out and we have to restart the Industrial Revolution once again. And we've got that little wheel just remind us of how to start about it.
Fuck you guys if there's a nuclear holocaust. Fuck you. I'm dealing with everything myself. And when I have a steam palace full of all kinds of cool contraptions, you're not coming in. Eat, you piece of shit.
Well, don't you give him love and affection? Maybe that's why.
Because he's not eating.
Okay, so for another topic, what I thought I could talk to you about is the difference between how American presidents get assassinated
You're just stalling.
and how Spencer Percival.
Spencer
Percival.
You just Google it. You Googled it, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got it here right now.
What did he get assassinated for?
Well, first of all, you know how all the great American presidents, there was like a really Kennedy. It was a very well thought out plan, wasn't it? Kennedy was going through the streets in his car, and is it Norman Oswald?
Norman Oswald.
That's his name, wasn't it? Harry Oswald.
Something like that.
It was an Oswald, I think.
Yes.
It wasn't even him.
Conspiracy.
I don't remember what his name was. It was just not. I don't even know. But it just doesn't even make sense when you look at the place. Are we really talking about this?
Well,
literally, I know you got the name terribly wrong. But you got the second name right. But I don't know.
Well, done research.
That was just the guy who got pinned for it by the media, and then he just got shot after it.
Conspiracy. Pinned by the media. Yeah. He had the gun. I think he probably even admitted that he shot JFK, but it wasn't him who did it. Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald.
It happened a few.
It's Lee Harvey Oswald, isn't it? Yes, Lee Harvey Oswald. Or did I say Norman Oswald? Okay, well Ben, I'm going to tell you how Spencer Percival got assassinated and how epic it was. So, there was a man called John Bellingham who was a merchant, and he believed that he had been wrongly imprisoned in Russia and thought that he was entitled to compensation.
Okay.
All his requests for compensation by the government were refused, and he was really, really upset about this. So what he did was he
tried to murder the fucking Prime Minister.
Yes, and do you know how?
Shit.
Would you imagine that he would need a lot of planning to do this?
Well,
how would you go about running the Prime Minister in the 1800s?
It wouldn't be that hard. I don't know. I don't know shit about the 1800s.
Well, what happened was John Bellingham, who lived outside of London, got a gun. It was a pistol. He got a carriage to London. He went to the Houses of Parliament.
He just walked in.
He walked into the doors. He walked into the chamber.
You can't do that today.
And the Prime Minister, Percival Spencer, was standing there talking to advisors. He walked up to the Prime Minister. He got the gun out of his pocket. He shot the Prime Minister in the chest. He said, "Oh my God." And John Bellingham walked out.
Nobody arrested him.
They arrested him afterwards, but
After he walked out.
didn't
everybody just see that and think, stop that guy?
Well, it was a very unusual thing.
Too late. It was all the deed was done.
Yeah.
I've
Got
never
killed.
even heard of that guy.
Well, you have now. The only British Prime Minister to be assassinated by a guy who got a gun, walked into the House of Commons, walked up to him and shot him in the chest.
We should go kill Margaret Thatcher.
She's dead.
Oh shit, not that. I mean, Theresa May.
Theresa May.
Why?
Because it's a woman.
Down with women.
And we think it matters.
Security's gone a little more haywire since that.
Yeah, I do not believe you can do that.
Maybe
It's a good
they-
system, actually.
Is it?
You could.
Well, it seems to pick
Or
up.
if you took like an RPG and then you went to that.
Just
and
being
you just
dumb.
blew
He
up the
doesn't
whole.
realise he has to lean in.
You just blew up the whole of the House of Parliament. You'd probably kill quite a few. You'd kill more. You'd kill.
With the
majority of
RPG,
the
the whole of
PMs.
the like you've got some
Not just the Prime Minister.
You want to go all Guy Fawkes on House
Yeah.
of Parliament?
Yeah, I'm on
Blow it
that.
up.
with one RPG.
Yeah.
It's like a nuclear RPG.
Or if you miss.
Or if you miss, well, I hit Big Ben or something.
That's part of.
Yeah, I know, but it's not where the Prime Ministers are.
No.
It's where there's a bell.
No, well, you know, there might be.
Whenever like the Prime Minister's like upset or he's got a big decision to make, they'll go on top of Big Ben and just sort of look dramatically at London when the sun's setting with dramatic music playing. Doom, doom. And then the
David-
advisor will come up. David, what's wrong?
Probably did a lot of that.
I've
during
got
the
a big
referendum.
decision to make now. I don't know if I can do it. I might even have to step down and resign. The country needs a hero. But I'm not the one to do it.
Did you watch Wimbledon?
No.
At the end of Wimbledon.
Oh, no, I know what happened. Yeah,
he got-
Andy Murray said that. Let's give a big cheer for David Cameron.
He said even the Prime Minister's here, and then half everyone booed, half everyone cheered.
It's very impolite to do, I think.
I don't know why
Why
they
would they
would
boo
boo. I don't know.
He's not even
People.
going to be the Prime Minister.
Well, I don't know why people think he's evil. Everyone thinks he's evil. No one likes David Cameron for some reason.
Maybe it's
If they no one liked him, then how
no,
did he get a
because
majority?
maybe they blame him because
A good amount of people don't like him, especially people our age and angry.
I just realised, don't you think you got a little bit too much leg on display?
Woman, cover up. I'm not a fucking woman. Jesus, what is this about? Not. What the hell is this about?
Women are allowed to say that.
Not. I'm on
You're
a
being
podcast.
sexist.
This is not. There's no cameras.
But, I mean, me, because if I'm going to be leaning on, it's going to be me just looking right up your thighs.
Stop looking at my thighs.
Well, stop showing them off.
The only reason
What,
he
you want me to
brought it
put
up
some
was because he
trousers
was
on?
looking at your thigh. And he was getting a questionable boner.
They're making
He
me
wanted
feel
to stop
uncomfortable.
feeling guilty, so
No, you can.
it was a guilty
As
boner.
you say, Ben, you can show as much leg as you like.
Do you mind if I get my legs out?
Due to the folly of man, we consistently fall short of society's standards, and we consistently engage in acts destructive to the collective. And thus, law and order is essential for a safe and secure society, for it is the glue which holds citizens together. And so, to discuss this complex issue, it's going to be us three. I want to talk about, firstly, about what laws should be set. Are any of you familiar to, what's his name? One sec.
I'm not really new. Can't even remember the fucking name. What a useless politician is he?
So, guys, haven't you aware of a man called Draco, who was a legislator in ancient Athens? Ever heard of him, Draco?
No.
It's
no,
where
just-
we get the word draconian.
Oh, really?
He famously believed that in order for a society to function effectively, laws had to be extremely excessive. So, just to give an example, the punishment for laziness in Draco's
Laziness is
society.
a crime.
Yes, the punishment for laziness
Fuck, man, I wouldn't
is
last.
death. So then, yeah, you really would not last.
God, Ben, you'd be out.
That's
Already.
evolution for you, isn't it? You're too lazy, you're dead. Yeah,
Wait,
you
so-
literally will kill you.
What?
You're too lazy.
God, what kind of punishment doesn't end in death?
Not many.
Not many. Oh
Oh,
God. Okay.
Actually, I think you can essentially sum up Draco's laws as if you commit a crime, you're most likely going to end up with death.
Yeah,
Or if
pretty
you're
much.
very lucky, expulsion from ancient Athens. I mean, very lucky. Will be punishment
What-
for
Was this in in Athens in Greek? Like in Greece,
Greeks, ancient Athens, Draco. It was. Well, you can imagine what it's like living in that sort of society. But to be fair to him, I believe that during his rule, Athens was quite successful. Law and order was maintained, and funny enough, when Draco was removed from power, the people of Athens were actually really upset because even though he was extremely excessive with law and order, at least he gave law and order to society. They thought that living with extremely excessive laws was better than living in a state of complete anarchy.
Well, yeah, I guess that's quite crazy, really.
Well,
People get used to the laws that are imposed on them, don't they?
yeah. Well, I mean that's why laws are able to function, is because we as a collective accept that we need to have laws so that collectively we're much better than if there wasn't any laws.
Imagine what would happen if they took them away. I bet you would be displeased.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can imagine. I can imagine us committing a few crimes ourselves, actually.
Yeah. Take them all away and replace them all with like a little bit of community service, and I think we would have the same reaction, wouldn't we?
Well, for every single crime, just a little bit of community
service.
Yeah.
But I don't, they'll just get so they're lighter.
Community service.
Oh, that'd be a pain.
For life.
I wouldn't know how to scrub that floor for life.
There's some very random ones. Some very random laws.
That's another question. Is there perhaps too many laws these days? For
I would probably think yes, but I don't know. I'm not.
I mean, for example, in Germany, it's illegal to own a Nazi flag and illegal to sell Mein Kampf. I mean, is that necessary in Germany?
Oh, right. Not really.
I don't think it's necessary.
To stamp
it's a bit,
all that.
pretending it never happened. Kind of like, look, we're really against this now.
What's the best way to show that you've moved on from history? By banning it.
Yeah. No, it's just like
banned in Germany. The history of Germany is banned.
What happens if you get caught doing it and you get put in like a
actually
gassed in a concentration camp or something?
Well, I can Google it if you like. And I mean,
they wouldn't have done that to Hitler, though, did they? They didn't do it.
Actually, they did.
Because politicians are above the law.
Well, no, famously, Hitler tried to overthrow the government in the beer putsch. He got caught, and can you guess what his punishment was? I mean, think about it. You are trying to overthrow the government through armed conflict. Would you say that's quite a serious offense?
Yeah, wouldn't that be like treason or something?
It was, yeah.
What's the death penalty?
It was, yeah.
That's in draconian.
Draconian. Laziness?
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah.
Well,
but
guess out how many years or how long Hitler was imprisoned for his putsch against the government.
Alright, let's just.
I thought he was going to be.
Yeah. No, it's going to be less than that. It's going to be really stupid.
It's 9 months.
9 months?
Yes, he got only 9 months.
9 months for trying to overthrow
the government. I mean, if it was that the case in this country, it'd be fantastic. I mean, we could give it a go, and if we fail, then, you know...
only 9
months in jail.
They're trying to blow up
we'll let you back out.
You'd be able to go out and do it and try it again within a year.
Take 2.
Yeah.
Try it on the
And
6th
famously, he was put in a ensuite prison where a prisoner could come and go at will. He had good food, and he could sort of just walk out into the yard when he pleased. I think the judge was a far right sort of nationalist, and he sort of sympathised with Hitler's views. So I think that's why he lowered the sentence. But anyway, but before I ask you for your opinions, I'm just going to read to you some more examples of draconian laws, because I think it's quite interesting.
Draconian laws?
By Draco, yes.
Yeah, that guy.
You know, the guy where if you were lazy, it's punishable by death.
The guy that would
just keep thinking of Draco Malfoy.
What?
I can't think of actually a nice Draco in history.
Yeah, no, it seems like a bad name.
Yeah.
Evil name. Or bad guy name.
Yeah, if you want your son to be
evil,
a bad guy,
call him Draco.
Call him Draco. Draco Lemon.
Draco Lemon.
Draco
Doesn't
Lemon.
sound right, does it?
No, not really.
Can't think of a bad guy.
What are these examples, Steve?
Yes, waiting, Steve. Viewers are waiting.
Maybe another time. And that is it for yet another 3Ps podcast. I apologise for the shortness of this particular podcast. There was a few, let's say, difficulties with the recording process. But we're getting there. And we promise that the next podcast is going to be extra, extra special and extra, extra good. We've got a few new features coming up, which I made myself, because, well, let's face it, I'm a bit of a podcast genius. But, yeah. So the next podcast is going to be 2 weeks from now. It's every Friday, every 2 weeks. So if you haven't already done so, check out our podcast on iTunes, which is obviously under the title 3Ps in a Podcast. And if you haven't done so, please do check out our website. It's 3Ps Podcasts, 3ppodcast.wordpress.com. I'll say that again, 3ppodcast. Excuse me, 3ppodcast.wordpress.com. And if you really want to check out our Twitter and Facebook, on the website we've got a load of different posts that me and the other 2Ps have posted. It covers politics and physics, and it hasn't covered philosophy yet because Ben is being a bit of a lazy bastard, so to speak. But who knows? Perhaps he's done one in the time that this thing's been recorded. So yeah, again, I apologise for the shortness and the perhaps the crapness of it, but we're getting there. We promise that the next few podcasts is going to be extra, extra good. So until then, we'll see you next time. This is Stephen Gardner for the 3Ps signing out. Take care.